Good afternoon. Today, it's an English topic. We'll be dealing with story mind maps. I will start on this note. Maps. What are maps? What's the purpose of a map, or what is the purpose of maps? Okay, we know that maps are drawings, they are charts, and the idea or their function is to show you how to get somewhere or how to find something. For example, a regular or typical treasure map has a point where you go this spot marked X, and it's telling you, okay, these are the steps you need to take to get that treasure or get to the treasure chest. You take 5 steps, go to the left, pass through a cave, and all of that. Just the idea is to make it easier for you to get to where you're looking for, or what you're looking for. So if you're looking for a treasure chest, it's telling you just go straight, so you don't go round and round and round. It saves you time, it saves you effort. Okay, now a mind map or a story mind map, as the case may be, is a chart or illustration. By illustration we mean a drawing, okay, that shows the main points of a story. Now, if you want to write a good story, sometimes you want to write a nice story, but you have your thoughts flowing all over the place. A mind map helps you, a story mind map helps you itemize what you need to do, the main points, so that you don't miss some important part of it or spend too much time on one part of it. Okay, so the mind map or the story mind map helps you organize your story. Okay, and how or what does the story mind map contain? It contains what I call the WH words, or the 5 W's and 1 H word. Now, they stand for something. Why I use WH words is that most of them they actually begin with WH, all except one that begins with the letter H. So the easier way to put it will be 5 W's and 1 H. The first W is who. The next one is where. Next, when. Next, what. The fifth one, why. And the H word is how. Okay. Now regarding stories, so if you do a map, now if I were to illustrate this, I could do it in any way. It could come in any form. Okay, I can be creative with it. If I just want to go straight to it, I could now go with the story. I begin with how. I branch it out. So who, what, where, when, okay, and why. Now, this is the story map. Okay, this is an example of a story mind map. So you go, if I'm writing a story, who would that story be about? What would happen in that story? Where would this story of mine take place? When would it take place? Why and how? Okay, now these are the questions you need to answer in a particular story. Now, there's a story I would be reading, and we would get the points out of it, or try to extract these main points from the story. Okay, it's an interesting story about the boy who cried wolf. It's a popular story. But our essence, rather our major objective would be to extract these main points in this story I'll be reading. Now, the boy who cried wolf, that's the title of the story. Once upon a time, there lived a shepherd boy who was bored watching the flock of sheep on the hill. To amuse himself, he shouted, "Wolf! Wolf! The sheep are being chased by the wolf!" The villagers came running to help the boy and save the sheep. They felt nothing, and the boy just laughed, looking at their angry faces. "Don't cry wolf when there's no wolf, boy," they said angrily and left. The boy just laughed at them. After a while, he got bored again and cried, "Wolf!" Again, fooling the villagers a second time. The angry villagers warned the boy a second time and left. The boy continued watching the flock. After a while, he saw a real wolf and cried loudly, "Wolf! Help! Wolf, please! The wolf is chasing the sheep! Help!" But this time, no one turned up to help. By evening, when the boy hadn't returned home, the villagers wondered what happened to him and went up the hill. They found the boy on the hill crying, Why didn't you come when I called out that there was a wolf?" he asked. Angrily, "The flock is scattered now," he said. An old villager approached him and said, "People won't believe liars even when they tell the truth. We'll look for your sheep tomorrow morning. Let's go home now." The end. Well, the moral of this story, obviously, lying breaks trust. Nobody trusts a liar, even when he's telling the truth. Okay? So there's something you can learn from this. Please, always tell the truth so you wouldn't be labeled a liar. Because even when the liar tells the truth, it's very, very difficult to believe him. Okay, now let's get to our business here. Who talks about the characters? Who was the story about? Who are the characters in this particular story? The names mentioned. So under who, you would look at the boy. Those were characters in the story. The villagers. Okay. The villagers. Now there was an old man, right? The one who spoke to the boy. An old man. So we just go with an old man. So that's who. Okay. Where did this story take place? When did this story take place? When you talk about when and where, it talks about the setting of the story, where and when the story takes place. Let's begin with where. Where did the story take place? Where was the boy? The boy was on a hill. Okay, a hill. The fact that they were villagers means that there was a village. It took place. There was a village. So, but the main setting of where is the hill. The hill. So you can go with a village. So those were the two settings talked about. Well, the village wasn't actually spoken about, so you can just leave it at the hill. So we are just inferencing that because they are villagers, there is a village, but everything happened where? On the hill, right? So we're talking about a hill. The only place where the village was mentioned was when the villagers had waited. It was evening time and they hadn't seen the boy, right? Then they went looking for him. So you can say, well, yeah, they were also in the village. So at least that's part of it. So a hill and the village. When? Well, it was a particular day. It says once upon a time, one day. It talks about in the evening. So there was something that happened in the evening. I think in the evening they couldn't find the boy. So this was, so you can say when. Should I say in the morning? In the morning, or it wasn't mentioned. So in the morning, in the evening, okay, or one day. Okay, so you can just put it there. So that wasn't really highlighted in this story, but if you must put something, it was in the morning. Okay, what happened? Okay, a boy played. So now here you have to summarize. A boy playing tricks on the villagers, and finally that trick comes true. Okay, so you have a boy plays tricks. So this is like the plot. Okay, boy plays tricks on villagers. Okay, villagers. What else? The trick becomes the trick turns to reality. Okay, wolf scatters sheep. Okay, good. So that's technically what happened. A boy was playing tricks on the villagers. That trick becomes real. Yes, you can also add villagers didn't help. Villagers didn't help. Didn't come to help. Okay, so that's actually what happened. Good. Now, why? Why was he playing tricks on the villagers? Why? It says in the story, if you can remember, that he was bored. Why? He was bored. That was why he played tricks on the villagers. Why then? What else? He screams all of a sudden and woof woof woof. The villagers didn't come to help. Why did the villagers not come to help? Villagers thought he was lying. Okay, so the villagers didn't come to help because villagers thought he was lying. So you see, the villagers thought he was lying. So this answers why. This is what happened. Okay, then how? Now, how technically is okay. How did this happen? The wolf came and took the sheep, or chased the sheep away, or scattered the sheep. How? Okay, so chances are you might not have much of an explanation for how, but you have taken care of who the boy. That's who the characters. The boy, the villagers, and old man who advised the boy. The where, a hill, the village, when, in the morning, or one day, on a particular day. You can go on a particular day or in the morning, because, or in the daytime, something like that. Then what happens? What has to do with the plot? The plot, step by step, the events in the story. A boy plays tricks on villagers. The trick turns reality into reality. The wolf scatters the sheep, and the villagers didn't come to help. Okay, and why? Why did the boy play tricks? He was bored. Why did the villagers not come to the boy's rescue? They thought he was lying because he had played tricks earlier on in the story, right? So that's the way it works. Now imagine if you have, look at the main points. Now if you have these main points, you can actually build a story. So if you want to build a story, begin with the story mind map, and you will really, really do very well, and your story will be interesting. Why don't you do a story for me? Do a mind map. Do a story mind map, and write it. Okay, so you can pick your characters, pick where you want it to take place. You want it to take place in the jungle, you want it to take place on a river or something. When should it be? Winter time or summer? Write that. What should happen? Okay, two boys should be fighting. A bigger boy should come and beat up one of the boys, and something. Just what will happen and why? The bigger boy beat up one of the boys because he was a brother to the other boy that was being fought. Okay, and yeah, well, how he did it? Maybe he came with a cane, came with a long stick, and whoop whoop. So it's that easy. Okay, so let me know what you think. If there are any issues, please send me a message. Thanks. Bye.